Hello my dear students, today we are going to discuss about remaining part of the chapter early states of political system in India. Now let us study what is monarchy. A monarchy is a government system where one persons, the monarch is the leader, the monarch is the one who he has the final say all the occurs within his or her country. Monarchies have been around for many years. The monarch is usually a king or queen. The king or queen generally inherits his or her position in the government. What does it mean to inherit? Well, when someone inherits a position, he or she is handed down the role when the current king or queen deceases. The two main types of monarchies are called an absolute monarchy and a constitutional monarchy. Let's take a close-up look at both. If you were the monarch in an absolute monarchy, you'd make all decisions. Yes, I mean all. You'd have complete control over the land, all of the citizens. There is no elected government, so you can change laws at any time without having to get approval from anyone. It's like playing a game in gym class and being able to change the rules wherever you feel like it. This form of government was common throughout world history, but not so much today. Let's now take a look at the flip side of things as citizen with an absolute monarchy. Imagine how you would feel if you bought land and built a home on it for your family. Then the absolute monarch ruler took it away from you without any good reason. How would you feel? Probably not happy. This is an example of something that could happen in an absolute monarchy. The citizen hold no power. There are still some countries that have an absolute monarchy. These countries are Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman and Switzerland. Next, constitutional monarchy. Let's now pretend that you will be monarch of a constitutional monarchy. The constitutional monarchy is a typical split into two parts. Together the state and government make up one part of the monarchy. Social and ceremonial traditions together make up the second part. If you are the monarch, you would be head of the state and share leadership with the head of the government. You would get to travel the world and build relations with the other countries. You would also plan the many traditional and social engagement with your country. Among the Mahajanapadas of this time, there was competition of power, which mainly consisted of four powerful states: Magadha, Koshal, Vatsa, Avanti, in which Magadha eventually became famous, a powerful state. Magadha was a hereditary monarchy based in what is today the state of Bihar in northeastern India. A standing army, well-paid civil servants and efficient decentralized administrative system were so successful that several Magadha kings, notably the founder of the Mauryan. At the time of Buddha, in monarchy state system, Magadha became powerful Mahajanapad. Three powerful dynasties ruled over Magadha. First one is Haryanka dynasty. Bimbisara, he became the king of the Haryanka dynasty. He established the Haryanka dynasty and was responsible for expanding the kingdom. Bimbisara was contemporary of Lord Mahavira and patron of Buddha. Bimbisara strengthened his kingdom through matrimony, alliances and conquest. After the decline of Bimbisara, his son Ajatasattu came to power and made Pataliputra his capital. He fought a war with Vachi Union and defeated Lichavis. In this way, he extended the rule of Magadha. Next, Nag dynasty. The Nag dynasty ruled parts of north-central India during the 3rd and the 4th centuries. After the decline of the Kushan Empire and before the rise of the Gupta Empire, its capital was located at Padmavati, which is identified with modern Pavaya in Madhya Pradesh. The Nanda dynasty ruled in northern part of the Indian subcontinent during the 4th century BC and possibly during the 5th century BC. The Nanda overthrew the Shishunaga dynasty in the Magadha region of eastern India and expanded their empire to include a large part of northern India.